Howdy everybody, welcome back to Crypto Consciousness. A quick video to give you an update from last video. As you can see in the charts, if you pull up Bitcoin pricing, it did exactly what I was saying it would do with the rollover from, we were breaking out, but then I said it probably won't get past 43,000. In fact, it came as low as 41,000 US dollars and it then pulled straight back down and it came further down testing a previous bottom of $28,779. This is what we want to be looking out for. At the moment, the market is sideways. It's boring, yes, but those who are making money would be the day traders who are really experienced. I don't recommend that for most of the audience, only because there's a lot of newbies coming through in this scene. Don't be greedy, don't get money hungry. Best thing to do, rather than trying to learn, 20 years or 10 years of trading and try to achieve it in 1 or 2 months, try to become a good trader. That's a good goal, but it's very difficult at the same time. What you want to be doing is looking at opportunities that you can participate in. So if you're in CoinSpot and you're trading, you're buying and selling. There's no shorting going on in CoinSpot, of course, which means you can take the opposite position. From instead of opening a buy order, you would open a sell order, and when you go to close that, you would buy the closing position rather than selling off the closing position. So hopefully that didn't confuse anybody, but if it does, you can look into it. But otherwise, put that on hold. The main thing we want to look at on for those who are just new to the market and they're buying and selling, you're buying a position low and hopefully selling it high. What we can see in the market at the moment is we've returned to a mean line here on Bitcoin. And in Bitcoin, it's pretty obvious there's a lot of noise going on in this little compression zone here, which is basically a triangle forming. Hopefully the sound's good, by the way, because I have got a mic plugged in, but I'm just hoping it's not crossing over with the other original mic. Let me know in the video, please, if it is interfering. If it's not, great. Okay, so trying to get rid of that white light. Or that fuzzy light, let's say. Okay, let's hope that works. Cool. So back onto this chart, you can see here there's like a bit of well, there is a triangle forming, and it's compressing into an apex region right there. Boom. Okay, so you've got up and down, push and pull, and pump dump type action going on here. This means there potentially will be a breakout, whether it be up or down. There are odds at how these generally work out. I think it's 30% down and 70% up, or the other way, depending which way your triangle is. This is a rough triangle. This is just showing some support and resistance. Because we had a breakout of a fake out, let's call it, on the resistance, that's a tester of potentially what might be coming. But let's be realistic here. There's a lot of red in this chart since this stage of the chart where we hit 71,000, and that was in late May, or early May, sorry, and it busted straight down, and it came to test that line there that we just drawn, and it stayed within this area here. We see a lot of red, so what we need to do is just assume that it is going to break down, and it is pretty close to that resistance line right there. It's pretty close to breaking downwards. And why am I talking about Bitcoin first of all is because it'll affect everything else. Most coins are paired to Bitcoin at some point on most exchanges. So if it's not Bitcoin, it'll be Bitcoin to Ethereum and then Ethereum to other altcoins. So they're always going to be influenced in some capacity. For those of you who are new, Bitcoin was obviously the original one made, and therefore everything else is influenced by it. The most market capital is held by Bitcoin, and then it's Ethereum, and then all the others. So we really want to pay attention to it. It's easy to tune out when the market doesn't seem exciting and going upwards, but it's important just to have a couple of eyes on it every now and then. Check it out, see what's going on. Have your stop losses. So if you've got big positions and you're not prepared to sit through a downwards market and potentially an upturn again, if you're not in it for, let's say, another year and you really want to chop and change, which I hope you're not, but if you are, then play it safe by putting in stop losses below that mean line. There is a chance for the Aussies here with our Australian dollar that we will go below $40,000. If we break this mean line, it may come down as far as $40,000. If it goes further down, then potentially we are going to witness a bit of a bear market, in my opinion. Back to the US dollar, you can have a look here as we scrunch this up and get rid of all that noise there. You can see Bitcoin has a lot of pressure downwards, and this channel it tried to break out I was talking about before, I said it was going to come up at some point and then come back down. And as it did exactly that, we're now retesting a previous, this major resistance here. So that was support there, and now it's become where the price action is below that green line right there, which is really not a good sign for the strength of the market. And if you really just keep it simple, take a trend line even from there and just pop it across there, you can see there's a lot of hitting that line but then pushing back down again. So I'm going to assume that we're going to break down. I think that's the safest bet. And then from there, if we do bust up or find support here at 28,000, it means we'll hit a triple bottom. We've got 1, 2, and hopefully we'll find a third point here, which will give you a good buying opportunity and potentially flick up again. It's a good thing that we are going sideways, and obviously not just going down or not just going straight up, because that then validates a stronger market, a healthier market. There's a lot of thinking going on here. So for the market in general, we've got a lot of fundamentals happening in the background. Like right now, adoption is growing, and that's really the most important thing. If we focus on what's important for cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin and everything else that's attached to that, is that we need to see adoption occur, because we know the centralized powers that be are basically printing money like it's toilet paper. Look at this beautiful picture I found today. And that's really the reality of the fiat currency system, is they're just printed out and there's nothing really backing it at all. It used to be backed before 1971 by gold. That was then removed by Nixon. The US dollar, which then the rest of the world backs, pairs their dollar to, or pegs it if you want to call it that, their dollar to. So it has significance, and we do need to keep an eye on it. Currently the markets are in red because of all the downwards actions. We're down on Ethereum, Bitcoin. It looks like we're sort of bouncing back a bit again. Let me just go back into, let's go into the Aussie pricing. We've got buy and sell on CoinSpot. All right, API 3, good. Data, just, we've got Chainlink, which is the king of oracles. This is another one, an up-and-coming API 3. So keep an eye on that if you feel that that will be a cheap buy at some point. Acropolis, I've done videos about Acropolis. These are all the biggest movers of the day today. But yeah, Acropolis being a really good project is quite cheap right now too. So we can see we're down about 4%, 5-6% on most coins, particularly the top two, the highest cryptocurrency market cap. And then we've got, Cardano, which is just lingering around the $1.80 mark, going sideways. But we have some really good news coming up. Obviously, end of this month, the Copenhagen network should be launched. And that's an upgrade to their network, which will allow for smart contracts to occur. So that could then see a lot of business go across to Cardano from the Ethereum network. But then later on, we do have a lot of Ethereum good news coming through if they pull through. So I won't go into it, because I'm sure you probably heard it from others. But at this stage, Ethereum has good news in the horizon, as I spoke about a few months ago, but we just haven't had those tangible, the evidence become tangible just yet. So we've got roll-ups and things like that happening to increase the speed, reduce pricing. But yeah, back to the BTC adoption. That's the most important thing right now. So while it's going sideways, people are able to buy it and feel comfortable that it's not going volatile. But out of a breakout, obviously volatility can come, and we've seen the volume going down. Can you see that? Yep, volume's going down as well. So it's quietening out. People are getting bored, and they're probably taking some time out to enjoy life, which is a great idea when you've had such an amazing bull run there. For those who are down here getting price in, that's really where you want it to be. So you want to be early in the market, or you want to be buying when the price is down. When we had last year's scandemic kick in, we have that dip in the market. That's where we were buying, and as it started to climb up, it started to show evidence of revival. And then as it took up, thinking that we were going to hit the top and then pull back down, no, we just saw a crazy, let's call that a bubble, because it is pretty astronomical to the moon there. But then we've come back to a reality point, so that's good. So if we slip under a little bit, that's not a bad thing. I mean, of course, it feels bad because your money going down in your portfolio, but ultimately what we want to be seeing is a healthy market return back to healthy movements. So if we can just sort of go up on the angle, would be brilliant, and not see too much downward action, excellent. But if it does come down, price predictions are around the 25K to hit that previous top, and then from there, who knows, maybe a healthy up market, bull market. And this is common in cryptos, to have a beautiful up, a massive up push, and then big pull down, like 80% is very common, but we're sitting around the 50% there, which is really perfect and healthy. Anyone who knows how to do bargain shopping, this is how these are the sort of price discounts that you want to be seeing. Good news as well coming up. Greyscale will finally release or unlock its GBTC, which is basically a stock that they created to allow their investors, which is a big investment fund, to buy into Bitcoin without actually having to navigate the wallets and the Bitcoin issues, but more staying within the traditional way and methods such as buying stocks. And that gave a lot of people access to it. But it's never been done before, and because of that, there's a lot of unknowns what will happen with the unlock. A lot of people are worried that it will drop the price of Bitcoin, but in my opinion, I doubt it, because Grayscale has bought the Bitcoin and they've locked it up in their accounts. They're not selling it, they're buying it. So they're holding it. When GBTC is created, it's a stock that is basically mirroring their holdings. So people can trade that and win and lose money on that. But when it comes down to the fundamentals, I think they're just going to keep buying Bitcoin. And because they hold about 3% of Bitcoin worldwide, it is significant, and so people are watching closely. But what they might be doing is hedging their bets instead of, let's say that the stock price goes down, Bitcoin potentially might be bought as a hedge, so that as a lot of institutes, what they do is they'll buy gold when the dollar's going down, and they'll offload their gold when the dollar's going up, because it's a counterbalance, it's a hedge, and that might actually happen with the stocks as well. Other good news is a lot of whales are buying crypto at the moment, particularly Bitcoin, and you can see that through the wallets if you go to Glassnode. South America is really, really impressing at the moment. They're moving towards a decentralized system by legalizing Bitcoin as a legal tender. Paraguay is presenting a bill on the 14th of July, to see if they could do the same thing. So there's some good adoption happening there worldwide. We did mention Cardano's network potentially coming up, and when that happens, if there's an upgrade that's successful, a lot of people will be excited by it, and so there'll be some new energy coming through, and potentially some projects that are well established but moving over to Cardano, moving off the Ethereum network. So there's some big movements there. As far as Stata, brilliant project as we always talk about, but to touch base, it's also returning to its mean line. So see the relevance with Bitcoin returning to its mean line, and now projects like Theta, Hollow, they're all returning to their mean line. So it is an opportunity to buy it here, particularly for those who bought up quite high. You might want to be considering, let's say, what do you call that word? When you dilute, that's it. So when we're diluting our original high prices with buying a lot more at a lower price, and then that will average out a better balance in the price. So you can be looking at buying there if you're worried and you want to travel with a stop loss. That previous top there of $5 would be probably, if you bought in around $7 that it's around at the moment, and you put a stop loss of just below $5 for worst case scenario if it kept going down. But a project like this, I can't see it going down below too far from its mean line. And a previous top like $5 is a pretty healthy point for it to reach back down to, because you've got the bubble side and then you've got the fear side, and it's good to have a bit of counterbalance. Not good for our portfolio balance, but if you hold your position, it won't matter. So you get that recalibration of fear and bubble mode, and you get that mean line again, and then we start tracking healthy again. See, the crypto market is quite volatile, going up and down. So we've just got to be sensible about what we're doing and try not to FOMO into projects. Obviously, when we do technical analysis, there are opportunities to buy in, but it's not guaranteed. So you really want to be traveling with stop losses, or if you're confident in the project, you just hold the position like diamond hands. You don't touch it for 3 years, 2 years, and see where that takes you. Generally, if you've chosen a good project that will stick around, you'll find that you're going to be holding some significant gains in the long run. And that's been proven year after year when you look at the cycles that we've had in cryptos. Even Ethereum Classic was only $10 and just below it, not even 9 months ago. So if we go to the daily chart here, so here we go. Here's a perfect example of what can happen. It goes all the way up to $200 and pulls all the way back down to $46. So a year ago, we That's right. I was buying it around $10, so it must have been a bit more than a year ago. So yeah, just a year and a bit ago, it was around the $16 mark and $10 the start of last year. So you can see from $10 it goes up 24x and then pulls back right down again. And then from here, if you were to buy in at $50 and it went up to $80, you're almost getting a 80% gain on that. So it's about hanging tight in these projects, and you can see once they bottom, they can really take off again. So you can either hold off from buying at the moment and wait till the BTC Bitcoin has shown itself for what it's going on. If we bust down, then it might be a good chance to buy when it really drops. But if it doesn't bust down and it busts up, then anything that you're holding will start to begin to into its increase. Other news for most of you guys, I've got a opportunity for you guys to do consultations. Check out that email address at the top there. It's ccconsults@protonmail.com. I've been guiding a lot of people on their portfolios, on what coins to buy, how to manage their portfolios, from how to manage their accounting for the tax time, how to technically trade or swap or send things across to different wallets. So there's a lot that can be done in crypto. But also, if you're just new and you want to get your head around it, you can now email me with your contact number and where you're at, what level you're at. Potentially note just a few things that if you have bought in, you've got a portfolio, list it, and I can navigate with you from there. But just to give you some good ideas, and my trading experience is now available. So reach out, and I will send you a return contact quote, and we can work through some things. If you want to learn about technical trading, how to go about doing it, now's a good chance to, while the market's settling, you could just have a look at educating yourself and potentially be ready for the next big leg up, hopefully happening soon or by the end of this year. So that's all for me today, guys. If you enjoyed this video, let me know. Put some comments in to say what you liked about it or what you'd like to see more of. Also, if you could just like it on the YouTube algorithm, would really help. For now, have a good day, guys, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care and happy investing. Bye-bye.